This is about a 12-week-old Aussie cattle dog. And what I'm doing is I'm teaching her how to spin into heel. And as you see, she's a handful, of course. She's a cattle dog. But she's great. And this is very similar to how I would teach an older dog, too. Now, with the puppy, I'm going to tell you straight out, if you're going to do this with your puppy, you better have the right kind of collar on, because if you don't, you're going to hurt the puppy's neck. And while you're working, when you have a puppy like this, it's an active dog, and these dogs will like grab your pant leg and everything. You have to have control. So you have to have a proper collar on the dog, and the proper collar would be a fat, wide leather collar that's for an adult but cut down. See what she's doing? If she had a little tiny nylon collar on, she'd be hurting her neck. And that's what they're going to sell you when you go to a pet store. They're going to sell you a bullshit collar that's going to hurt you, or they're going to try and sell you a harness. And I'm sure that if you took the dog in, your puppy into the vet's office, they're going to say put a harness on the dog. That's because if you put a cheap collar on the dog, if you don't go get a leather collar and cut it down, you're going to hurt the puppy's neck. You're going to hurt her trachea is what you're going to do, and the dog will start going So I can work this puppy in this fashion, kind of toe barring the dog, leading the dog. Remember, your leash is also called a lead. And I can also control the dog when it's trying to grab at my pant legs and jump at me. I can control the dog like I would an older adult dog, because she has this big, fat, wide, thick leather collar on. So I'm not letting things happen right now. I'm not letting this dog jump at my, grab at my pant legs, which is a huge problem for this breed and many other breeds. They'll just start doing it. This breed especially, these puppies, they'll just go for your pant leg. Definitely. They're full of beans. Look at her. So see, I'm controlling her with the leash. The leash is also called the lead for a reason. So, with dog training, and it wouldn't matter if it's an adult or a puppy, a lot of it has to do with muscle memory. So as you notice, each time I do it a certain way. I bring the dog out in front of me, and then I kind of steer the dog into position on the target. I'd be doing the same thing if it was an adult dog. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is how you teach an older dog too. And when I constantly, anytime I have the dog coming towards me, I'm having it spin to me that way, right there, from the outside in. It would never be from the inside out. That would be improper. It's muscle memory. You start letting the dog do it however they want, they're just going to screw up. Watch what I'm doing here. I'm going to put the dog in the kennel. Notice how I took the leash off the dog without the dog chewing on my hand. You got to start doing this. If you don't do that, your dog is going to chew on you. It's going to chew on everybody. You're encouraging that behavior. Get the proper equipment. Get the proper collar, the proper leash. Notice, see, they're mouthy. That's a puppy. That's a normal puppy. I'm not making too much of a deal. It's a puppy, What do you want? That's what they do. See how she's grabbing at my pant leg? But I'm not letting her. I'm not letting her, man. Just a 12-week-old puppy. We don't want her doing this. We need her to start behaving, so I'm not letting things happen. See how she's on the leash, and I'm saying no? See what she's doing? Caused excitement. She's going for my hand because it caused excitement. Now, a little bit, I bring in a slap crop, and you'll see that causes excitement too. And that's sort of why I brought it in. But I also, on the same hand, I want to bring it in because I will be using that and a healing stick later as like a pointer. So it's a useful tool. Like I'll slap it against my leg to tell the dog to heal. I start to see how I'm doing that with my hand. I do that with the slap crop in a little bit, and it does cause excitement. This is a young dog, so I want to habituate her to the slap crop so she sees it. See, there you go, the slap crop, see? See how excited she is? But she's got to get used to it because I'm going to be using it. See, she's fixated on it. She's so cute. Look at her. But see how I'm spinning her one way onto the target? Now, she's sniffing my pants. I think she's thinking about biting them, but I don't let her. Now, this is very important. Each time I go to the door, I have the dog sit. That's helpful for what we're teaching the dog here. Every time this dog goes to the door, I make her sit before we go outside. So she learns I won't even open the door until she sits.
Tracer, sit.
You see that? I'm not touching that door until she sits her ass down.
Heel.
By the way, this is several sessions that you're watching. Several
Good girl. Heel.
sessions throughout the day.
Good girl. Sit.
Now, so she understands this. She's learning sit as an implied stay.
Heel.
And she can't get what she wants. That is an adorable dog. She can't get what she wants. I'm telling her that when we're going outside. You want to go outside? Well, you sit first, and then I'll open the door. I'm sending the proper message to the dog. One other thing in this video, I'll say a command over and over again to a puppy, but you don't do it to an adult dog. You don't do it with it. Well, an adult dog, if it has no training, you might. But I'll say sit, sit, sit. But it'll become a time where it's just sit, and if the dog's not compliant, I'll say no, sit. But see how she's starting to walk up on the target? She's starting to get it.
That's good.
She's starting to get it. It's muscle memory.
Sit. Give me one more.
There will be less toe barring as we go. There's less leading the dog with the leash. And what's going to happen here is the dog will be off leash by the end of the board and train. But, at first you're leading the dog. It's muscle memory. We want to teach the dog this is how you do it. And they start picking it up. And I'm not letting... See, they're mouthy. She's a puppy, man. She's an Aussie cattle dog. That's what they do. They're mouthy little dogs. She's adorable. So I try and keep her from doing it. Now watch her. Now see, I get her going, but now watch her. Do you see? She's sort of like giving up. She's sort of like, okay, I get what I'm supposed to do. And tomorrow it'll even be more so, and the next day it'll be even more so. You can't do this with a harness, and don't do it without the proper collar on the dog. Watch how I'm taking the leash off the dog. I'm not letting her chew on my hand, and then I'm taking her and I'm saying kennel and putting her in the kennel.